we have found out that people prophesy to cause trouble. And that is why we are begging them to realize that if you are a messenger of God, the creator of heaven and earth, and during your prayer you met God, why are you prophesying that so person will die? Haba. Why are you saying things will not work? Haba. So prophecy or no prophecy, forget them. Those are 419 men of God. Prophecies are from people who are hungry, who have been bewitched, people who have been misused, people who have been manipulated to create doubt, fear in people. And today it's not happening. That's why I'm calling everybody, whether you're a politician, if you want to win straight and without problem, come and see Maharaj Ji or talk to Maharaj Ji. I will tell you whether you are going to get there or not get there. And whatever I say is what is going to happen, because I'm going to interview the person physically and spiritually. Oh yes, to let him know that you are going to get there. And I'll talk to the others. If they don't listen, I have a way of putting something in their hearts. They will agree. Why? Because we need a change. No, you cannot commercialize the Creator. Look at me here. All I did is for Nigeria to grow. I didn't take cover from anybody till today. Only if I support you 2 minutes to the election, if I hear and see that they are saying this and that against you and it is true, I'll turn the person upside down. Why? I have the power to do so. I am ordained. I am ordained. I am ordained. I have it. Nobody can challenge me anywhere in the world.
It's another political season and political era in the history of Nigeria, Africa's most populous black nation. And of course, one of those people whom we know to be very famous for their political advice, or if you like, prophecies or predictions, is at Guru Maharaj Ji. We're at one of his temples here, maybe worship centers in Iju-Shaga area of Lagos State, to ask him a few questions ahead of the forthcoming presidential elections. We are made to understand that nobody can go up there to hold the mic with him. Therefore, we have to stay aloof and ask him questions just so that he can give answers to so many issues bothering Nigerians, and of course a lot of things Nigerians will be willing to know ahead of the forthcoming elections. To join him.
It's just not something that started yesterday. If you ask students of politics, they'll tell you that Nigerian situation is very murky. The intelligence of the people are very low, very, very low, because they have not had any stint with the history of politics in Africa, even post-independence Nigeria, because the ordinary man in Africa believes that if he buys a car, if he builds a house, he has made it. You know, that is the ceiling. But in Europe, in America, Germany, car, accommodation is part of the life. It's just the beginning. So when you look at the black man, he's confused. But then be it as it may be. But this has not had impact on the ordinary man on the street. The institutions are there, but they are not allowed to work. Why? Because the people are spiritually bankrupt. They cannot be straight. They cannot be honest. They cannot be sincere. And so, it's like, what do we do? There's nothing to be done than to listen to this voice saying, look, man must seek the light first, kingdom of heaven first, and everything shall be what? Added. In the absence of that, go to your culture. And so with the coming of Sadhguru Maharaj Ji now, telling us that the true name of the Creator is Maharaj Ji, that changed the polarity of the situation. And that is why, in spite of heavy loads of misadventurism, mismanagement of the highest order, Nigeria is still breathing Unlike many countries whose, position is far more less than Nigeria, they have been broken into pieces. And that is why today I want to offer this solution. And it's not a new thing. Since the time of what? Shagari to what? Buhari for the first time as a military head of state, to IBB coming on, from IBB Abacha, to Abacha, Abacha to Abdul Salam to Marwa Abi Yadua. Okay, yes, from Abdul Salam to Obasanjo to Yadua to Jonathan. Now Papa Buhari again. I've been telling them very straight and very honestly that look, the Nigerian project will work if we really are sincere, honest about it. And what is the honesty? What should be our sincerity? We have given up our regional powers to form a presidency, a central power. And so everybody must respect each other. We could not work. Why? Because Nigerian political system is still ethnic inclined, religious inclined, religion inclined. And that is that, look, if you don't belong to Christianity, you can't get a very good job. If you don't belong to Islam, no job. And that is always the case with all other countries. There have been religious wars here and there. And so Nigeria has got to a point where now with Maharaj Ji, all they have to do is listen to Maharaj Ji. And so if you ask me what would be the future of Nigeria in the next few days, simple. What has Buhari done to make sure that the elections are free and fair for all Nigerians to exercise their voting rights? President Jonathan came in. The next thing he did was to give women 35 seats in government. What are they going to teach us? Any way of delivering children? Mami water? Oh yeah, hold your scarf well. Before you realize things have gone upside down, man. Oh yes. And nobody knew that, hey, this guy, after we have helped him in there, he was saying something else. Advices from the elders was taken as people from area boys here and there. No. Omatiu Bagboro Agba, yo sonuni. Ben Muso. What do I mean? Any child that refuses to listen to the elders, he cannot make it. We are not talking about Europe. A child can tell daddy, you are stupid. Mommy, don't be crazy. Can you say that in Igbo land? The youths, are they ready? They don't eat eba anymore. They don't eat elubo anymore. They are looking for Uncle Ben's. They are looking for spaghetti. They are looking for shish kebab, fast food. They don't even wear Nigerian dresses anymore. You see them, they are wearing all these small little trousers. We call them what? Okrika. They call it jeans. You know what I mean? They don't believe in our culture anymore. All they knew is money, boozing, boogie, yeah. You see them carrying what? Fake hairs. Are you there? Some, they tell you that, look, I was educated in Michigan. I came from Oxford, here and there. Nigeria, no, the black people, they are lost. They don't care. No, the youths can do it. Only they must serve first. If you see somebody maybe destroying your father's home, or the only home you have. You don't leave him, you stay with him. They say no service, no mastership. They need to serve. The grace is there. Nobody can put them aside. Nobody can deceive them. But they have to serve. The idea must shift from, if I have a car, if I build a house, I've made it. No. Whereas in Europe, they create. It's part of the system. Oh yes, so they have to serve. We are ready. And mark you, the interpretation of the youths is not on those who are 40, 50, 30, 29. No. The youths at heart, those who have the fear of the Creator, those who have respect for the elders, those who believe that, look, nothing was achieved. To achieve something, you must serve, you must be experienced. Yes, just look at what happened to Gaddafi. They were very, very youthful because they didn't have experience. The money blindfolded them. Look at Gawan when he was there. Yes, he was not able to pull his weight because he was very young. He was inexperienced. Look at Kabila, not experienced, but you cannot compare them with Julius Nyerere, Kenneth Kaunda, Sekou, Dr. Nkrumah, Azikiwe. There were people who went through the grill of turbulence in political struggle to be, not to have. To be meaning that they were there for the common good of the blacks. Nigerian youth need to go into history to really realize that, hey, we cannot form a government, have progress in the country without recognizing the fact that, look, like the old national anthem says, we might differ in tongue, but in brotherhood, we have to stand. So the youth must really try. This is a big challenge, and I know that they will overcome. But it's not going to be by force. It will be a matter of natural consequence upon the ability to surrender to our culture and tradition. And definitely the gods that has touched their hearts to believe that Nigeria must move will never fail them. Man is an image of the Creator. And so everything he utters, everything he says, everything that comes from him or her actually impacts on society. And so today prophecies are coming in because the political struggle, the political trajectory of the polity we know as Nigeria has not been founded on responsible educative and what I might say as sincerity of purpose. If it was, and the institutions are allowed to work, there'll be no prophecy at all, because it should be on issues. What are the issues? In Europe, in America, after the war, they mapped out what will be needed in the next, 20 years. Not you coming there and say, me, I'm going this way. This one will come in, I'm going this way. Because why? He wants to buy a house in Paris. Money, it now becomes the measure, the yardstick for determining who is going to be there. That is where prophecies come in. Because they too, if they don't prophesy something bad, you will not go and say, oh God, take this and pray for me. And yet in the scriptures, in the law, when it obey me local, you cannot mock God. God is you and I. We are all gods. If I lie against you, I'm going to pay for it. And so if you look at the situation, those prophesying, they are the byproducts of the lost system, the decayed system, the imported system. Otherwise, what are you prophesying? When you have somebody before you and is being asked, please, can you produce eba for us? You need hot water and gari. There's no prophecy there. In other words, they need to perform. If they are performing well and behaving well like Nigerians who want to work for Nigeria, no prophecy will come in because we know what has to be done. But be it as it may be, we have found out that people prophesy to cause trouble. And that is why we are begging them to realize that if you are a messenger of God, the creator of heaven and earth, and during your prayer you met God, why are you prophesying that so person will die? Haba. Why are you saying things will not work? Haba. And so that's why I brought in one decree in 1990 that no doom predictions. Those who predicted on some of them, they are crippled now. And that order is on because we cannot allow anybody to turn Nigeria upside down. Why? Because Nigeria is now the home of God, the home of the Creator. And so that ban is still on. So prophecies are from people who are hungry, who have been bewitched, people who have been misused, people who have been manipulated to create doubt, fear in people. And today it's not happening. That's why I'm calling everybody, whether you're a politician, if you want to win straight and without problem, come and see Maharaj Ji or talk to Maharaj Ji. I will tell you whether you are going to get there or not get there. And whatever I say is what is going to happen because I'm going to interview the person physically and spiritually. Oh yes, to let him know that you are going to get there. And I'll talk to the others. If they don't listen, I have a way of putting something in their hearts. They will agree. Why? Because we need a change for good. There was this man, Reverend Mbaka. I go back to the time Simaroke was the governor of Enugu State. And he was about to go for the second time. Yes, right? Simaroke tried, but Mbaka was fighting. I had to go in. I stepped in. And whatever happened is history. He has to run away to allow Simaroke to come up. And later on, Simaroke, after his tenure, was being accused of mishandling some funds here and there, even though I am told he was discharged and acquitted. But did Simaroke, Dr. Namani Simaroke, did he realize who did it for him? No. They still believe that, look, the church where you cannot see the living God, and living God cannot be somebody who cannot be seen. So today, what happened? Mbaka was in trouble. This time around, during the time they say Dr. Obi, a former governor of one of the eastern states, who has now been made the vice presidential candidate, they visited his church. And because he did not give something, he mentioned that, they cannot win. No, you cannot commercialize the Creator. Look at me here. All I did is for Nigeria to grow. I didn't take cover from anybody till today. Only if I support you, 2 minutes to the election, if I hear and see that they are saying this and that against you and it is true, I'll turn the person upside down. Why? I have the power to do so. I am ordained. I am ordained. I am ordained. I have it. Nobody can challenge me anywhere in the world as far as truth is concerned. So, you find out that the same Mbaka has now been invited to the presidency, whether it's true or false. Oh yes, I am the one that should be invited there. But because if you are true and sincere, it doesn't matter how long, the Creator's blessings will touch you. And that is what we are saying. Nigerians should address themselves to that issue of serving. You don't have to demand something. Serve. If you serve, at the end of the day, everything will work out, will work out well and fine. So prophecy or no prophecy, forget them. Those are 419 men of God. Maharaj Ji never dies. It's like this. You see, when you are outside there and there's no light and you are doing whatever you like, through trial and error, sin and repent, you are not sure what is going to happen. Because people will see you as somebody who is straightforward, who is sincere. But not knowing that in the night, you are going to stab people here, kill people there, and do this and that. Because already we are living in a world where they say to see God, you have to die. So everybody has to die. But the moment you are in light, you'll be able to what? Experience a kind of life that makes your soul able to go out of this body. Yes, you can even be here and still be found in Lagos, Ireland, Accra, Europe, and so on. So we find out that because man dies when he's not useful, man loses this life when he is materially minded. Like the scripture said, if dost thou lovest, dost thou become. Like for example, if you look back, the Maharaj Ji before me, he did not die, he's alive. But the energy called Maharaj Ji is no longer with that body. You hear me? Like when John the Baptist said, there's somebody who's coming, whose shoes I cannot what? It's the same power moving from one end to the other. Only that we never knew that this power is always a black man. Forgive me to say, but making no vex, but this is the truth. You hear me? This power has always been here. Until it's here, will we be able to see peace coming down around the whole world? If it's on the other body, the knowledge will not be truly strong and perfect because of the body it is using. Because the white body is a byproduct of the mistakes of the black man of yesterday that produced what? The Igbo man. He has lost the melanin. So it is in this melanin now, you find out that in history, like Yoruba history, we learned, we are told that our elders, they used to walk away. They can change to canoe. They can change to, what is canoe in English? Lion. They can change to lion. They can change to elephant. That's why they call it Omeku. Omeri. They will go so many years and they come back. And that is the technique that I've brought now. So if you say, does Maharaj Ji die? That is where Maharaj Ji is. Maharaj Ji never dies. We have brought the name. How can God die? It is not possible. So this true story is that human beings too, we are the perfect image of God. Oh yes. It says, soldier go, Maharaj Ji's barracks remain. Now it could be tomorrow, your grandson will be the one I'll say he's to carry on again. Oh yes, I'll just stay behind. Oh yes, that's just it. The master before me is alive. Only my begging is that he should not allow the story of John the Baptist to happen to him. Because the moment you are out of government, you should not allow anybody to use you against the government. Yes, today, people, the Oyinbos, they are causing a kind of polemics, confusion about me and him. He's the one who must come out because nobody forced him to say that, Ajiroba Mambo, Akiba Mimbo is to take over as the father of all creation. He should not allow such a thing to happen. Once you are out, you have to bow. And he's doing that. But physically, they are using his photograph to deceive people. So definitely, somebody is going to take over from me when the time comes. But we want to make sure that at least in Black Africa, Europe, and the whole world, they know that the true name of the Creator, before Europe was created, before China was created, before Australia, before the whole creation was created, is Maharaj Ji. And the power carrying the Maharaj Ji is the Sad Guru Maharaj Ji. When that is done, oh boy, there's nothing again. Once everybody is Maharaj Ji, any Wahala again? No fear.